Hey everybody, we are here with Greatness Magazine interviewing Mr. Shareef Ali, who just dropped a banging spoken word album called Walking on Atoms. Shareef, say hi to everybody.
Peace, everyone.
What's good? So, we just wanted to ask you a few questions about the album. We've been listening to it. It's bananas, so we gotta know, what the wheels was going on behind there. So, Walking on Atoms is actually your sophomore album. And I know it's been a while since you dropped your debut album. So what inspired you to do this project and release it now?
The inspiration comes from a lot of the journey I've been through the gap between the debut album and this current album. There's been a lot in terms of my personal life. Spoken word has changed drastically since my debut album. I really took a step back from the spoken word scene for a minute because I didn't like what was going on, and I just felt my voice needed to be heard in spoken word, and I just can't let go and just watch it go down the tube, so to speak. I had to.
Nice. So what made you decide to produce the album under Burroughs Inc.?
Well, Angel and I didn't speak for a couple of years, like 2 years, not because of anything, but just we didn't. I guess he had a son, I had a son, and we were going on different paths.
Right.
And we met again in D.C. at the presidential inauguration, which was just like on the whim. It's kind of like the universe, it's like it just brought us together again. And then a good friend between the two of us, Fu, introduced me to a guy that was going to produce Walking on Atoms CD, and we were talking about money and beats and so forth.
Right.
And then I called Ainsley for some advice in terms of the business aspect of it. And he said, Shareef, what are you trying to do? I said, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make a CD, and the CD has to be made. I said,
right.
I have to make the CD. Like, it was in my soul. And he spoke about it, and he said, look, we can do this. I can do this for you. And I said, I don't know. He said, I can do this for you. Trust me. And he spoke, and we met, we spoke in detail. And I said, all right, let's go for it. He gave me some beats. He gave me 25 beats, and I was kind of suspect at first, and then I played like the first 4 tracks, and then one track hit me, and it hit me so hard, I was like, that's it.
Word.
I just stopped it, and I called him, and I said, let's do it. And the rest was history.
Word. So what is it like working with Ainsley in the studio as an executive producer? Like, you can be honest, he's not here, he's not going to hear all this.
Ainsley, we spoke about the CD. We sat down with concepts. And,
right.
He told me his concept behind Burroughs Inc., what he wanted the CDs that he's going to produce, how he wanted to be produced. He had an idea, and I said, all right. I said I kind of felt where he was coming from, and I had my idea. So we spoke, and he was saying that whatever he says, don't take it personal.
Right.
So I said, okay, fine. Whatever I say, don't take it personally. But working with him in his studio was actually excellent, because we worked on many projects before, which was good.
Nice.
I know where he was coming from, and I know that his intention is not to demise my talent as an artist, but to actually increase it as an artist. Although some of our ideas coincide, but I knew that he had my best interest in mind. And so as an executive producer, I give him the thumbs up.
Nice.
If you're able to put your ego aside as an artist and listen to where he's coming from, I think he'll do you very well as an artist.
Nice. So one of my personal favorite tracks on Walking on Atoms is The Naked Truth, the poem for Little Kim, and it features Queen Goddess and Aaron's doing the vocals. What inspired that piece?
Wow. I was looking at a lot of the things going on in the industry in terms of Hollywood, and this was even before I even planned on doing the CD. I wrote that about Little Kim, and I saw Little Kim on TV. My sister sent me a picture of Little Kim, and she's like, "Take a look at Little Kim." Like, she looks to me. She just looked. I was like,
different.
What happened to this sister? Like, I'm like, she's kind of like Michael Jackson-ish, all respects to Michael Jackson, of course, but
the transformation.
I felt bad. I'm like, no, I know she's hurting on the inside. I know she's hurting on the inside. There's no way you go through being a brown skin. And if you look at little kid before the makeup and before all that stuff, she's actually a beautiful sister.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with her. You know, with a little bit of money, it makes it all look good. You know, but there's at some point she transitioned over to that. I don't know, that Hollywood. You know, getting your face colored and all that. It just, I just really felt bad for her. So I wrote the poem not to necessarily bash her, but just to kind of speak there and saying, look, we're here for you. You know, black folks, regardless of what you go through, we still got your back.
Right.
You know, regardless of what happens, we still have your back. So that's why I came with the piece, The Name of Truth, which is actually named after one of her albums, The Name of Truth as well.
Oh, nice.
She, so I spoke to Queen Goddess. Queen actually called me to do something with her, and then I called her back to do something with me, and I said, you have to get on this track.
Word.
And she said, I don't know. You know, I don't want to bash nobody. I said, I'm not bashing. I'm not taking her down. I said, you have to get on this track with me. You know, I begged her, and she listened to it, and she's like, I'm with you. And she just came in, she just rocked it.
That's dope. That's my favorite joint. Being there, singing it, tearing it up, literally. But anyways, another track on the album that I really, really like is the way the album opens. The very, very first track, Verbal Plasma. It just hits you like in your chest. It make your head nod. You like, yo. And the lyrics is like, I don't know. It kind of made me reminisce of like an MC battle. And I was just curious because there seems to be a lot of hip hop influence in and out of the tracks, and I was curious, like, what are your thoughts on, because to me it felt like slam poetry meets an MC battle, and do you ever think that a poetry slam could evolve to be in the format or mimic the format of an MC battle? Do you think that's something that could happen in the future?
Let me address the last part of that question first.
Okay.
Do I think slam poetry can be a form of, I actually thought slam poetry wasn't a form of MC battle when I first heard of slams. I first heard of slam, I thought it was two poets going at it, you know. To me, like how because I grew up in an era where if you were an MC, if you were a rapper, you had to have lyrics.
Right.
You have to be on point. You can't be an MC on the block. Like I grew up in Flatbush, and in my building there were a few MCs, and every one of us could hold our own. There were no groups or individuals. You better be good. And so that's where I thought slam poetry had that type of effect until I went to a slam poetry and I saw it was completely different.
Right.
And then I saw slam poetry changed. I would like to see it get to that, but I don't think it will, because slam poetry is more entertainment than it is about the verbal repertoire. But the track opens up the way the Verbal Plasma. That's actually the track that hit me when Ainsley gave me the beats.
Oh, wow.
The first beat that hit me was that beat, Verbal Plasma. And I played it, and it hit me, and I just knew, for me and my personality, the way I am, and that track, that's me right there. That's me all day. And a lot of my homeboys I gave the CD to, when they first heard it, that track got them going. It took them, they said the same thing. It felt like a hip hop piece, and it felt like old school hip hop when the cats used to battle.
Right.
And that's exactly how I felt on that track, how I feel about that track. The way I wrote, it's actually a two-part poem.
Oh, wow.
The first part is actually something I freestyle on the train, and I just kept it. And then another part I wrote probably like about 9 years ago.
Wow.
I wrote that piece, and I just merged the two together, and I just came up with the Verbal Plasma.
That's dope.
There are some pieces in there that actually kind of like going at Def Jam poets, going at certain so-called revolutionary poets.
Right.
So yes, it is kind of like a poetic verbal onslaught on poets. Really,
right.
And so and I hold no punches about that, but Verbal Plasma is definitely, it's definitely one of my favorite pieces.
One last question before we leave: where can the people get the album?
You get the album. You can purchase on Burroughs Inc. You can also get it on digstation.com, digstation.com.
Nice.
Also on cdbaby.com.
There you go. So there you have it, people. Walking on Adam, Shareef Ali. You better cop that, because it is the next hottest thing in music. Trust and believe. Shareef, it was great talking to you. Have a good afternoon. Say bye to the people.
Peace.